Utah Senator Mike Lee understands that. After the State of the Union last week, Lee made a response video which points out that greater government control just leads to bigger deficits. Senator Lee, welcome.
Thank you, John.
So you listened to the speech. You were disappointed, obviously. You expect anything different?
I suppose I didn't. I can always hope, but that's different than expecting. Look, this president, in his defense, I suppose, inherited an economic emergency. But through his actions, he's transformed that into a national tragedy. He spent over $9 trillion. He added more than $4 trillion to the national debt. And meanwhile, and as a result of those same actions, unemployment has gone up. The housing market's gotten worse, and every major economic indicator indicates that these things have anything but helped the economy. They've made it a lot worse.
And you say it's Obama, but in fairness, President Bush was behind those bailouts. Do you say he was wrong too?
Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. It doesn't matter which letter comes behind the name of the president. It's a question of bad policy. What we heard from President Obama. Yes.
You call it bad policy. I think it's bad policy, but on the in-trade vote for who's going to be the next president, President Obama is further ahead now. He's selling for about 56 cents. People seem to like this speech. He inspires some people.
Well, and that does happen. Some people can be fooled into thinking that these policies work, but in fact they don't, and we know that from experience. Look, you can't continue to take that much money out of the national economy, a quarter out of every dollar that moves through the United States economy, and send it to Washington. It doesn't work. It will continue to make the unemployment problem worse. And that's exactly what's happened under this president.
And one point he makes, which I think resonates to people, is fairness. He says we need to restore an economy where everyone gets a fair shot.
Yeah, he says that a lot. And I think his sense of fairness is different than what your sense of fairness might be, or mine. That's why the best way, I think the only way to do that, is to allow individuals to decide what they want to do for a living, how hard they want to work, how much they want to risk of their capital, and let them keep the benefits, the proceeds of their own investment and their own risk-taking. Of course, everyone needs to pay taxes, but when he says that, he's ignoring the fact that he's proposing to raise taxes on the very same people who are paying virtually all the tax bill currently. And so fairness is sometimes code for something else. It's code for the president trying to pit one group of Americans against another, being a divider. We need a leader right now, not a divider, and that's a divisive tactic.
But one group is really rich.
That's true, but it's still their money, John. The fact that they have more money doesn't make it any less their money. It doesn't give the government any more right to take their money. One of the things that has always made America great and has made the economy in this country the best in the world is the fact that, yeah, there are some people who have more money than others. But in this country, everyone can become wealthy. And people from every end of the socioeconomic spectrum end up at the high end. It happens. It happens if we keep the government out of the way. That's why I was disappointed to hear the president talk about more of the same policies, that his desire to double down on the very same approach that have just made matters worse in America.
Thank you, Senator Mike Lee from Utah.